Welcome, everybody, to the Send Adventure. I'm James Showers, cleanest name in the biz, and today we are joined with the Bearded Squirrel. So, for everyone out there that doesn't know who are you, what's your brand, and what kind of products do you offer?
I am the owner of Bearded Squirrel Co. My name is TJ Brown. I offer beard oils, beard butters. I have some lotions, colognes slash perfumes. Um, got car fresheners, and we're always looking for new stuff to add.
Nice, kind of a wide range of products right now.
Yeah, a little bit.
I actually have some of your products. I got what were these about a few months back. I still need to do a review on these, man. Sorry, I've been super slacking on that, but uh,
All good.
I almost dusted this flannel emu, man. So that one right there has been definitely my favorite out of those. But for doing this right here, launching this brand, and obviously very popular in the groups, making sales and everything. Is this something that you've been able to do full time and quit your job? And if not, what kind of work do you do?
I would love to, but not quite yet. I've actually been with Walmart distribution centers for about 12 years, and I've worked just about everything in that company. It's given me a lot of let's see, like a good view on how logistics works and an understanding of operation and helps me operate my business, which I can touch on a bit more later.
Nice. Yeah, I like to throw that one in there because I think that a lot of people are under the impression, a lot of these brands are out here just killing it. You know what I mean? They're able to stop their main hustle. So,
Yeah, last year was really good, but not quite yet. I work 312s on the weekend, so I just try to. I'm going to maintain both as long as I can.
nice. So outside of body care, what kind of hobbies, collections, or interests do you have?
Actually, I enjoy gaming. Anytime I get a chance, a little free time, I like to hang out with some friends and play, whatever. Uh, we were really big into Rocket League for a while,
Yeah.
and then lately it's been VR poker.
Nice.
Yeah, we just kind of hang out and play games and talk. And other than that, I don't know. I enjoy electronics. I enjoy cars. So a little bit of everything.
How is that VR poker? Not to like detour
Oh
here,
no,
but
you're good. It's pretty cool. It's really interactive. There's a lot of different props and stuff. A lot of people actually talk in game chat, which is unusual if you're a gamer yourself. Um, as you know, most people either just sit in party chat or Discord, but the people actually communicate at the table. It's a
nice.
lot of fun.
It's kind of like having the poker game at the house, but everybody
It's
doesn't have to
weird.
leave their own house.
Yeah, no mess or nothing. You could even do like a mixed reality, and like the poker table is just sitting in the middle of the room you're in. You could see everything else around you, but there's a virtual poker table there, so it's kind of cool.
Hell yeah, that's sweet. So what kind of process goes into creating and choosing the scents that you're using for your products?
Uh, I don't know. It just depends on what's trending. I like to keep an eye on the beard groups and see, what everybody else is making, what everybody's talking about. I do a lot of custom scents over the 2 years that I've been doing this. I've done over 100 custom scents. So it kind of gives you a feel for what people are looking for. And then as far as, testing everything, start small scale, a couple drops on a paper towel, figure out a ratio, do the math to upscale that to a bottle. And then, you got to test it and let it age a little bit because scents can completely change after they sit a little bit.
Yeah,
Um, and then once I figure that out, we go live with it and see what happens.
nice. What kind of hurdles or obstacles do you think you've overcome starting this business?
Um, Definitely a good bit. So when I started out, I was extremely simple with my scents. Two things I would do like butterscotch and vetiver, or strawberry and lemon.
Yeah,
And then as I grew, it was challenging to figure out how things all came together. Tobacco was the big one. That honestly, it's one of my biggest things right now is tobacco scents. I often have variation options. So if somebody wants to take like flannel, as you mentioned, and add tobacco to it, they can. Um, and learning how to do that took a lot of time. I had a few hurdles with butter. I tried different butters that people don't normally use. Um, and I had a pretty bad moment where I sent out a batch of this new butter, and I don't know if when it shipped, the heat of the summer, melting and re-solidifying it,
Yeah.
it was horrible. Um, so that was a really rough time for me. I had a lot of customers in my inbox, a lot of people I was reaching out to replace things. Um, but we worked all that out, got replacements, and just made it right. And we've just been listening to customer feedback, good or bad, and moving up. And it's come a long way this year.
That's good. So, uh, see, missed my place here.
You're good.
um, so I have this all written down here, kind of goofy. So if you were to like start this all over again, what would you do different?
Um, Probably take my labels more seriously. My labels were pretty. There wasn't enough effort put into them at the start. I focused too much on trying to make sense. I wasn't worried about the bottles as much as I should have been, and like how everything matched up. I was just trying to get the best price. And going forward, I realized that like quality is a bit better than just pumping things out. So took a step back and really started to pay attention to the overall picture instead of hyper focusing one or two things.
Okay. Um, so what started this whole journey of body care and getting into the beard oil side of things?
So Bearded Chief actually brought a certain company to work, and I don't want to cast shade, but this company he brought to work, I thought they were great. I love the products. First time I ever tried beard oil, we were both huge into this company. We were buying everything, all the different characters, um, and we loved it. And then as we kept buying and getting into like the communities and everything, we saw the way the owner treated people.
Yeah.
And he was like, I might start reviews that expose this kind of stuff because he goes, not only do people deserve a good product, they deserve a good owner, somebody who's going to be helpful and everything. And I was like, dude, what if I start a company? He's like, man, that'd be amazing. We could take off together, see what happens. And I strictly started my company with the drive to have the best customer service anyone could ever have. Um, and I've chased that dream over the last 2 years here as far as like, you know, you message me and you don't like vanilla, I'll leave vanilla out of a scent. Um, you don't like glass dropper bottles. I bought some squeeze bottles for people that didn't like glass because, it breaks or dropper doesn't, anything along those lines. Whatever I can do to make the customer number one, and then we get the great products to them, and everybody's happy.
Nice. Customer service is actually pretty tough because you probably already know you there's certain people out there that I don't know, they'll always want something for
They're just
free. You know what I mean?
yes, it happens a lot.
Oh, this didn't turn out or this, but then they're keeping their product and yeah. So
Or you send them new ones and they're selling the old.
yeah.
So
And
yeah,
then
it
you're kind of like,
happens.
dude, I mean, come on, you know?
It's the dark side that a lot of people don't get to see, but and then you got the other side of it where you get a great customer and they love your product and they're on your team almost.
Yeah.
They're posting it everywhere. They're telling all their friends, and it's a great feeling.
That's awesome. So what kind of milestones or moments of success do you think you've had and that stick out to you?
So I would say last fall Christmas, um, I exploded. Um, I took my sense up a notch. Started getting crazy for creations and seeing, what can we do to break out of the norm? And it was a huge payoff. I one of my scents, Fallgasm. I couldn't keep it in stock. Like I was buying this stuff 16 ounces at a time,
Damn.
and I couldn't keep it. Um, I think that was a huge moment for me where I realized that customers wanted stuff that, wasn't the same. Um, everybody might love, for example, a good woody, earthy tobacco.
Yeah.
Great thing. But what if we take that and mix it with like strawberry tobacco? You get maybe some mint in there, and just give them something way out of the box.
Yeah.
Take the time to balance it and see if you can make it work. And it's really paid off. And I think I've found a lot of customers looking for that niche.
Yeah. Interesting, unique scents.
Yeah.
Like you said, when you first kind of started, you were keeping it simple, maybe 2 scent combinations. But yeah, I think especially as people start diving more into products, they see a lot of the same scents coming up, and they're searching for something that just kind of wows them when they read it, you know?
Yeah. Like, can you even do that? What's that going to smell like?
Yeah.
Like, you know just enough, but there's still that wow factor. Like, black licorice was one that does that with people. You just never know how it's going to work.
And some people hate that scent. You know, they just see it and they instantly like, oh, I don't even want that, you know? I think one that actually stood out to me that you were doing was some cola ones, and you had like the option of adding cherry, adding tobacco, like you said, right? I thought that was kind of cool. It does kind of give a custom element to the product as well for people that are searching for something unique. You know, I can get cola and I can add cherry. Sounds cool,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, that was a big moment for me when I started doing the additions too, is because a lot of people would message me and say, hey, I really wish I could buy this, but I hate tobacco, or I really wish this had cannabis in it, or, something that's small that you can easily work in. And if you just take that extra moment, you might have a lifelong customer. And I want everybody to feel that way.
So, what kind of process do you use to create and add slash test products that you're actually gonna to launch? You know, I know you've got a
So,
couple different blends. You know, like what kind of led you down that path?
I got you. Yeah. So as far as scents go, after getting a lot of experience with it, and it sounds silly, but I can almost imagine what things are going to come together as in my head. Some things are a bit trickier that I haven't worked with, but scents that I work with all the time, I can kind of picture like, this should smell like this. And you get an idea of like, pine's really strong, so you don't want to use a lot of pine. And, maybe cherry falls off really quick, so you want a bit more cherry in there. And as you learn through that, and then the oil blends kind of came from the customers themselves. Um, I wanted to give people a simple option to be able to add, any kind of blend they wanted. And I did a lot of research on the oils that I chose, and I offered all of them in a 50-50 blend. So you still get the greatness of the base blend being 50%, but then you get that little bit of extra if you like castor for a thicker oil, or meadow foam is, less oily, but it's got more nutrients. It's really good for your hair. Meadow foam is a great alternative to bird oils, which a lot don't like the greasiness of bird oils. Um, and Given it a 50% option, I can, 32-ounce bottles of everything, and then just kind of cater to the customer in a way that's not demanding on myself, but it also lets them have what they enjoy without buying from multiple companies. Of say, maybe one day they want oil and another day they want a thin oil. They can get that all in one place.
Yeah, I like the options. I think that's pretty cool. What would you say is your most popular blend?
Uh, Emu has been huge. Um, Meadow foam, base blend. Um, Base blend's good. A lot of intro customers choose the base blend, which is good. It's a nice fair balance. It gives you a little bit of everything. The more veteran customers tend to go after the emu and the meadow foam. I think those are by far above everything else. styles. You have a bit of the outlier crowd that goes with the caster. A lot of people with whiter beards seem to like caster a lot, and then you have the diehard customers that love that ultra premium,
Yeah.
and that ultra premium is just great without even using butter. It gives you that same super soft feeling of butter, but gives you just a little bit of everything great.
What uh what goals or ambitions do you have set for this brand?
Um, it was originally a hobby, and now I don't know, we're going to see how far we can go. I just want to see if we can just keep growing, what I can provide. Um, like coming up this summer, I announced my last stream with EDC paracord. Sorry, 302 paracord and EDC. Um, I'm going to do a thing called cigar bar, and this is unlike anything anybody's ever done. You're going to be able to take a tobacco scent and pick any two fruits that I have available.
Okay.
So it's literally going to be like walk up and build your own scent.
Nice.
And I'm the only one that can do it because I offer the ability to just truly customize your scent. So I just want to keep being creative. I want to see what I can do and shake things up and give people a fantastic experience. But no matter what, no matter how big I get, I always want that customer service. So that's my biggest goal.
So, the brand name Bearded Squirrel. I think that's kind of cool, fun. What's the story behind that, if there is
So,
one?
just to touch before we dive in on that, I actually had some people message me over the course of the 2 years that I've been operating that, I think your brand's really cool, your scents are cool, and I find your squirrel annoying.
Oh,
it, it's too cartoony. It's not grown. It seems like a very childish brand. And then I have other people who are like, this is like you said, it's cool, it's original, it breaks out, and it's different.
yeah.
Um, so what actually inspired that? My gamer tag was Burnt Squirrel. I was Burnt Squirrel forever, and I actually got that from an Xbox. They used to give you 5 names randomly, and it was like Burnt Steak and like Super Squirrel or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, boom, Burnt Squirrel.
Yeah.
Um,
Perfect.
so I adopted that, and I got into streaming. I was streaming on Twitch for about 6 months. I got to the point where I was monetized, but I realized that being on camera 8 to 10 hours a day wasn't really for me. Um, I didn't enjoy it as much as I hoped. So stepped away from that, and I don't know, I'd say about a year and a half, 2 years later, this whole beard oil thing kicked off. I started Bearded Squirrel, and I was like, hey, I have these emotes from when I streamed. I'll just be Bearded Squirrel Cow. And
Yeah.
I, put the squirrel in there. Worked out when I look back, it's a horrible label. Um, but that was the start of it all. And I just kind of kept growing, seeing what I can come up with, and everything's all created by me except for the squirrels. I actually pay an artist on Fiverr for the squirrels. So I come
Okay.
back to him and I'm like, hey, give me 3 more and
Yeah.
give me 5 more. And that's how we got zombie squirrel and vampire squirrel and all that cool stuff during Halloween, Christmas.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
pretty.
that's how we got here.
What uh, what kind of failures do you think that you've had over the years with scents and products, um, and even like running the business?
Um, Definitely my start, how I mentioned with the butters, and there were some moments where I wasn't quite. I was more pumping out scents that I thought would be cool, and I wasn't paying attention to the community as much, and that was a big wake up call for me. Um, I actually took a moment and broke down my statistics of my sales and looked at like, okay, when I release these scents based off of these customers and what they said and what I'm doing now and what I'm working towards like what was giving me the best results. And I had that big realization that I wasn't listening enough, and I was not as humble as I should have been. So I took a step back and looked at that, and that was a big notch in the ego. And you got to learn from your failures. You're gonna never move up.
Yeah, that's true. So for somebody that's like starting out, maybe thinking about starting their own beard company, or maybe already has one going, but slow start. What kind of advice would you give them?
Player strengths is a big thing, I would say. So working at the distribution center, I got to see shipping, receiving. I worked in quality assurance. I worked in human resources, management. I used to manage a team over 100 people. Um, my biggest thing, take what you know, play your strengths, and don't be afraid to ask if you don't know. Don't ever just go in and assume and go in blind. If you don't know, ask your customers. Your customers are your biggest fans. They'll tell you what they want. If they're ever negative, please take that feedback and put it into your business. Don't just brush it off. Um, that's the biggest thing that can help you grow. If you're always getting positive feedback, it's horrible for you. As much as it feels great, it might not be the truth. So if you get somebody who's honest, talk to that person because they want you to grow. They're trying to help you.
You're not stuck in that echo chamber of, everything's awesome. I see these groups where a brand has a group and they just basically ban anybody that gives the criticism, and it's all the same, Muppets with the same talking points. This is great, the best in the world. So.
Yeah, and if everything's the best in the world, is it?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
with scents, obviously we've touched base a little bit on scent creation and all that. What has your journey been finding scents? I know the rabbit hole of fragrance oils and essentials is crazy deep. Have you been like upgrading? Are there some like lower grade scents that you still go to, or where are you at with all that?
I still have some from the start that I found, but I like my tobacco I touched on before. I think I'm on my fourth one. Um, my advice is take your profits and do research. Always look at your reviews. Always look for new stuff. You can always be better. So take those profits and reinvest. Don't just, I made $500 this weekend. It was a huge weekend for me. Don't go below that. Find something new. Find something amazing. There might be a small fragrance oil company out there coming up. You might try their stuff, and it might be a huge thing for you. I've changed many scents multiple times. There are some that I've had since the beginning. It's been a wild ride. I probably have over 300 cents.
Damn.
Currently right now.
Yeah.
And it's some can blow your mind. Like some you'll get in. Like I found a Sharpie scent that I've ordered. Fun fact, it's horrible. It doesn't smell anything like a Sharpie, but there are some people that like that scent. And then sometimes you just stumble upon great stuff. You might have ordered something from the Sharpie scent company, and they had $30 free shipping. You're like, hey, I'll try 5 more, and you might hit something that's a gold mine that nobody even knows about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I always keep looking for new stuff. You never know.
It's a money pit, though, for sure. Because, like,
yeah.
You get the samples, and you're not really getting the best price for the weight, or you get the big bottle, and now, like you said, you got a crappy Sharpie scent that you don't know if you're going to use or not,
Yeah, you might get, like you said, the samples do eat up a lot. If you find that one and you can order it in bulk, you can work that, maybe you can start a combo deal. That
Yeah.
could be a huge leg up for your company, or just dialing stuff in.
So for anyone that hasn't tried any of your products, like what would you say like makes them special or stands out, or worth buying, taking a dive?
So I definitely specialize in the tobacco element and the sweet element. Um, I can take almost anything sweet and make it awesome. I can take almost anything tobacco and make it awesome. But I've started to diversify a bit. I started messing with some cologne scents here and there. Um, I'm looking to find some duplicate oils of like Baccarat Rouge 540 or Ventus.
Yeah.
Instead of just making a dupe like other companies are, I want to figure out what can I put in this to take it to the next level.
Yeah.
Like Ventus is great, but what if we add mango and smoke to it?
Yeah.
Like, what would that smell like? Like I'm playing around right now with Baccarat Rouge with tobacco and vanilla, and it's heavenly. Um, and I'm hoping to get the strength right and everything. But yeah, no, I enjoy like seeing what I can do. But definitely, if you're starting out, flannel's the number one seller. If you like fall scents, Fallgasm was a pumpkin spice, marshmallow, and like roasted pecans.
Yep.
Absolutely amazing. Um, at the end of the day, message me. I'm always a message away. If I'm watching my 2-year-old, I'm watching my messages, and I'm trying to help my customers out. When he goes to bed, I'm working on scents to get everything packed up and ready to go. So it's an all day thing through the week. But if you ever need advice, please just reach out. I will guide you in whatever direction. You tell me what you love, and I can give you something great.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you what. Aventus with mango. Dude, that sounds awesome. To be honest, like
It
I
does.
never even thought about that before. But just like an Aventus inspired, where you got a little bit of that pineapple, a little bit of smoky wood in the background, and then like a punch of some mango, bro. I don't know. That just sounded good right when you said it.
I'll be honest. I got the inspiration from I mixed Aventus with God of Fire.
Okay.
I don't know if you tried God of Fire
I
yet.
haven't yet. I haven't
Oh,
tried
it's
that one.
divine.
I'm gonna have to look that one up.
Yeah, best deal I found's on what is it, Nose Paris.
Okay.
So check it out, and then if you don't like it, it resells for what you bought it for. So,
Nice.
and they'll even give you 6 samples for free. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, deal. Hey, so we talked about some of the products that you have going on right now. You got quite a bit that you're offering. Are there more that you're thinking about expanding into, or you'd like to maybe expand into at some point?
um, yeah, so I'll spill the beans a little bit on something I've been working on. Um, I want to potentially branch out. Bearded Squirrel's still going to be a thing, but I want to start almost like a sub company called Nut House Fragrances. Um, and that's going to be like actual absolutes and the purest form of fragrance you can get,
Nice.
and make actual perfumes, all that. Just to see what I can do with that, because that's my latest addiction. I've been buying tons of different colognes. I
Yeah.
love unisex colognes, um, like Angel Share, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play around with that a little bit. We might see something coming from that. And that might even branch out into a more premium lineup. I might have premium beard oils with cologne strengths
Yeah.
that'll last, your 10, 12 hours. And I have customers that have like that. So, and as far as the bearded squirrel side of things, um, I don't know. I'm always looking. I want to see, if something comes up, somebody wants something new and amazing, I'm more than down for the challenge. Like the car fresheners were pretty hot. A lot of people were reaching out to me for those, and they're the little ones like this.
Yeah.
that just kind of stick the cap and hang from your mirror there, and people love them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It goes by the people. If somebody reaches out to me and they want to see if I can make something, I'd love to see candles in the future for Bearded Squirrel Co. Wax melts. Um, Still ironing out some of the creases with that. I dabble in the candles here and there. So
Nice. To kind of touch base a little bit on that fragrance stuff you were talking about, are those going to be like natural and synthetic materials that you're breaking down, or are you going to be kind of?
Good.
Oh, I was going to say, or are you going to just keep it, fragrance oils kind of mixed, or?
So I'm completely getting away from fragrance oils with that. I want that to be the best I can offer. Um, so like my first one that I'm messing around with right now, I guess I had one before that. So the first one I did was a mandarin orange, tobacco, nutmeg, tonka bean, real heavy spice because I love spicy scents.
Yeah.
It was horrible. It was so overwhelmingly spicy. So I took a step back, and I remembered last summer I made a scent called Nanarbacco. And Nanarbacco was banana, like a nice ripe banana, tobacco, and caramel. And everybody loved it. And I was like, well, I don't see banana in the cologne world, ever.
Yeah.
So I took a banana, mango, milk, vanilla, tobacco, and I think I used one that was a synthetic. It relates to tonka bean.
Okay.
Kumarin, I think it's called.
Yeah. Kumarin, yeah.
I threw that together, took it to work, and I'll touch on that too. It's kind of funny, but I took it to work, had some people smell it, and they loved it. So honestly, I might launch with that and see how it goes. But right now, it's a huge hit. So I'm hoping that's my big launch. The alternative with that company or sub company, we'll call it, it might be like 2 or 3 cents a year because they take a lot of work.
Yeah.
You got to let them macerate. It takes a while. I got off subject. What was your original question?
Oh, I think you hit it there. I was kind of going on a little sub question on that one, but yeah, I definitely love fragrances myself, and I noticed a lot of the colognes that are offered from a lot of these brands are basically just fragrance oils with alcohol. So that's why I was kind of asking you. So it's kind of nice that you're going to be upgrading into some more premium ingredients for those, because I mean you have to really, you know.
Yeah. You could do fragrance oils, but it's just you don't get the great projection, and you don't get like the scent isn't as pure and natural and good.
Funky dry down too, man. You get that fragrance oil dry down that just bugs the crap out of me. That's I can't even do it,
It works in beer to keep the price down, but if you're making a premium product, I think that fragrance oils don't have any place in there.
Yeah. So, we've touched base obviously on a few different things here. Is there anything that we didn't get to that you'd like to talk about you or your brand or your products?
No, I think I covered everything. I got a lot of my background there. I do have something I just uploaded to the site. If you want to check it out there in the news section, you should be able to sort by new at the top of the store, or it might even come up there.
Let's take a look here. Let's go sort by newest. Oh, look at that.
So I figured we'd do something special for you and Cuddles there. Yeah, and I've been working on this scent for a while, and I have no idea what to call it, and I think this is just perfect. So,
what do you think,
Mr.
Cuddles?
Showers.
She's the real star here. I'm telling you.
True.
No one likes me. They tune in for this thing right here.
So yeah, we got Mr. Showers there. Put an African gray on the label, and I'll just let you go ahead and check it out there. And
It says it's a
But
beautiful, fresh, but also sweet scent to complement the floral opening to spring that is accompanied by raindrops. The ambrosia is a good light floral with a heavy sweet background that pairs beautifully with the honey. The rain comes in with really
whoops.
whoop.
And to really wrap up the whole.
Okay, yeah, okay. So the rain comes in to really wrap up the whole spring vibe. This scent will have the option to add tobacco for those that don't like it, um, like an overwhelming sweet or floral scent. Okay.
And I apologize, I typed that pretty quick, so there might have been some errors in there myself. But yeah, so just for those that haven't experienced those different scents, ambrosia is actually new to me, and it's almost like if you took a nice sweet apple scent with a bit of a sweet floral, and it's a beautiful combination. Um, but also it's a little bit challenging. So I paired it up with honey, and that gives it that real nice, good summer feel, late spring. So I think the sweet floral with the honey will work spring and summer for this one.
Yeah.
And then the nice fresh rain, almost has that like lightly floral, real fresh. And on its own, it's great. But I have learned in the past that tobacco can cut that a little bit and give you that nice earthy background.
Yeah.
Give you a little darkness. And yeah, I think it had to be a thing. And the African Grey turned out great on that art.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I wish I had the full thing to send you there, but
Oh no, you.
cut some of it off.
It might just be the way I have this thing set up too, because I've got this all condensed to fit on our screen here.
Yeah, I cut the edge off too because the profile's over there on the side. But yeah, I think it'll be a nice thing. Definitely want to get you a bottle of that. So
Hell yeah.
I'll shoot that your way. If you are interested in anything else and you want to add to it, just let me know.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll send you a bottle.
Hell yeah. I think that tobacco actually is going to add like a nice twist on that. You know what I mean? Because you get that, like you said, you get that kind of like a fresh, lighter spring scent. And then if you want, you get a little darkness from that tobacco. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I was trying to decide and played a little bit with cedar there. Because I think cedar has a really nice ability, just like tobacco, to adapt almost to a scent as long as it's light. Because it can quickly just take over a whole profile. But it'd be really cool, and I think it'll pair pretty well with things. The whole fresh game is a little new to me. Last year, I wasn't huge in spring. I'm not huge on florals. So I opened up my mind to see what I can do to make it where it's something I enjoy a bit more, but I also want to offer the actual floralness to my customers.
Nice.
So that's where the variations come in.
So I think we're basically wrapped up on all little questions I at least have set up here. Does anyone out there in the audience have any questions? It's kind of that time where we can kind of go through some viewer questions. I don't see any in the chat.
Yeah, I'm absolutely down.
I notice the chat as it goes, but it's hard to do this and interact with people as they show up. So
Yeah, there's a lot. I was actually impressed with the amount of questions you had.
thanks, man. I'm trying to, I'm still improving on them. I wrote all these down in my truck like a month ago, and I've been like, I even like second guessed it, and I was like, this is stupid, and I threw it to the side, and I had Malarkey Soap Co. on here the other day, and he reached out to me, and I was like, you know what, let's just go with it, and it seemed to work out pretty good, but yeah, I'm going to keep trying to improve this a little bit. I think it's kind of fun to do an interview style, let people kind of get to know who you are with the actual person behind the brand, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely think it's a good offering. I do see a few things on the chat. I pulled it up on YouTube here.
Okay.
liquid butter was a thing for a while with my company. Um, it was 100% an accident. So I had one pot of it. Something went wrong. Catastrophic science experiment. I was really upset. I contacted my customers and I was like, hey, my butter's not setting up. I don't know what to do. And one guy was like, it looks like an amazing liquid butter. So we bought the squeeze container, started sending it out, and it was fantastic. And we're
Nice.
still chasing a replication. So one day I hope I can figure that out. As far as whipped butter, summer's coming around. Whipped butter is just going to melt on the way to you,
Yeah.
which is the sad, unfortunate truth. But I could definitely potentially try that in the wintertime.
So are you making all these blends yourself, or are you buying like some pre-mades and mixing those with things, or how are you making these?
Everything oil wise is blended in house. I
Damn.
take all the ratios, I blend them together myself. Um, every aspect of the oil side of things, the carrier oils, I should say. I do have a few fragrance oils that I don't mix myself. That being like Fruit Loops is one I don't mix. Crunch berries, s'mores. It's probably 10 max, and then everything else is hand mixed by me. And as I mentioned, I'll take 10 paper towels, set them out, and I'll write different ratios on each one.
Yeah.
And I'll put, different ratios on each one, and I'll smell them immediately. And then I'll come back a half hour later and smell them all. And I pretty much like score them. So on that same paper towel, hugely universal piece of paper, um, I write down my scores. I'll come back an hour later, 4 hours later, 8 hours later, and see basically how everything's performing. And I look at my scores, and that's how I select my ratios. So, yeah, almost everything is handmade. My butters are handmade in a big candle melting pot. Set the temperature on the side. It's got a little spigot on it. And, yeah, all of it. Balms, just everything. Buy my own perfumer's alcohol. I figured out the perfect ratio to scale up to a cologne, perfect ratio to scale a butter, and I use that system. I run a lot of stuff on Excel, actually. So if I
Nice.
ever need to scale something up or things are growing too fast, I'll utilize Excel, plug in some formulas, and that's how I kind of figured that out. But yeah, there's maybe 10 cents out of the 250. I think I'm a little over 250
Yeah.
that are actually pre-blend, and everything else I've hand mixed.
Damn. Yeah, man,
Yeah,
that's impressive. It's
if
a
we're
lot of
talking
work.
by dropper, I'm over there. So
Damn. Not even like
best
by weight.
accuracy.
You're counting the drops. Holy.
Well, no, we're up to the milliliter now.
Okay.
Originally, I was counting drops for the
Ooh.
first like 3 months,
Yeah.
counting each individual drop, and I was like, man, there's got to be a better way. So I figured out like this many 0.25 milliliters, this many drops, and so, and then converted all my recipes, which took forever.
Yeah.
And yeah, here we are now. But everything is still hand mixed. When you order it, it's made. Nothing is sitting around. Um, so you get the freshest possible product in every aspect.
So we were already talking about all the different blends that you offer, right? You have like what is it, like 7 blends now, or how many, like 4 or 5
Yeah,
blends?
we got base, caster. I'm actually looking to add black caster, or even replace caster with black caster, because it's just pretty much a better caster. But anyway, so we got base caster, um, forage, or barrage, heard it both ways.
Yeah, snail
Meadow
oil.
foam, meadow foam, emu, ostrich, and ultra premium. So yeah, we got 7.
Nice. I remember you posting like a while back about how much work it was for you to mix those, and because you're not pre-packaging your products. You don't have a whole bunch of them sitting on the shelf ready to throw in boxes. If you get an order, you're making that order, and you're thinking about cutting back blends. Are you still thinking about cutting back blends, or is that just kind of a moment that you were having?
No, I ran into some issues, and my girlfriend started working. They got short staffed at work. They got to the point where they had to start picking up doubles. What I had going where she would watch my son when she got home, and I had the chance to work on orders, and I've kind of learned to space that out a bit more. My more complicated blends, I'm kind of in those ratios, make them in 8 ounce bottles, 16 ounce bottles, to make sure I have that stuff ready that's in high demand. It's going to go quick. Um, but yeah, blends were never really an option. The amount of scents I had, it was definitely hurting me. That night I actually cut back, I think, 15 different scents.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, no, with everything being made fresh, I've actually always wanted to kind of show this because I use the same label for everything except for Ultra. And a lot of customers have always asked, like, how do you know what's what?
Yeah.
So what I do, make it fresh. I'll take the bottle and I'll label it with what I made. If
Okay.
it's just the name, it's my base blend. Anything else, this is birthday party emu.
Yeah.
So I put that sub label on there. Tape stays on there until I get to label it, and I'll take it, label it, and that's how I make sure you get the correct thing. Um, the reason I don't have a different label for each blend is just to keep the cost down on my customers.
Yeah.
I mean, labels get kind of crazy, so you got to think you have a different label for each scent, so it gets pretty wild. I did offer to make the Ultra Premium its own label because I felt like customers that much deserved a label to show that's what that is.
Yeah.
And then also, as I mentioned, you could always reach out to me. If you don't know what something is, I'll look it up on the store and I'll let you know what any of your blends are. Um, but in the future, I do want to add something and hopefully keep costs down. But toner and labels are pretty expensive right now.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed that I've been printing stuff myself, and I thought about, like, you're subbing it out, right? You're like using like a label company or something right now for
Oh, no.
yours, or you're printing them all out yourself too, huh?
I
Hot
got it
damn.
right there. So
Yeah.
I print all my labels myself. I design every label in Photoshop. Um, I set myself up with a nice template style. As you can see, I basically just changed the background.
Yeah.
So I'll go in, type out the new scent, type out the ingredients, find a good background or make a good background with AI. And, that takes about a half hour to an hour. You're plugging different stuff in,
Yeah.
seeing like, okay, this art style is really cool, or what can we do with this? And then I'll actually take that label in Photoshop, finalize it, and then I'll use a label printing tool, and I actually just print them all out myself. So
Nice.
every label I print myself. Otherwise, it would drive costs up a bit more. But that lets me, release stuff on the fly. Say, I'm not at the mercy of another company.
Yeah.
I don't have to wait for those labels to come in, and I can provide what people want.
That's good. I like that. I like that we touched base on a little bit of that, because I don't think people understand how much work goes in behind the scenes for a lot of the small companies. I mean, this is just you basically, right? You have
Just me.
So a lot of these bigger companies, they got full crews. Some of them even have the third-party manufacturers taking care of a bunch of products and just getting them shipped out to you, which is fine and everything. But I think like the smaller companies like yourself and some of the others that are in the group, you guys put a lot of work. I mean, you're running the website, you're printing the labels, you're creating the designs, you're mixing the scents, you're doing the blends, you're running the customer service like you were talking about, and then you also have to advertise. It's not like customers are just going to come because the bearded squirrel exists. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a constant struggle. So, and then you're obviously managing your personal life and work full time. So
Yeah. So a lot of people have actually asked about that, and I'm happy to be able to talk about it. Like, and I did suffer from, as you mentioned, like I created Bearded Squirrel, and I was in a couple trade groups, and I threw it out there. I launched with 5 cents, and I hit the button, started a website, and
Yeah.
a couple hours went by. I was like, wow, this is nobody's coming.
Crickets are
So
chirping.
yeah, so you got to figure all that out, and then just to touch on my weekly schedule, because as mentioned, a lot of people are interested. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I work 10 to 12 hour days. I pretty much don't have time for anything after work. Sometimes I just, take a moment to talk to my buddies and hang out. Other times I will come home and work on some stuff until I'm tired. I'll go to bed. I get up and do that all weekend. And then so I get off work at 11 o'clock Sunday night. Monday morning at 5 a.m. I get my son. He's 2. He's full of energy and chaos. So yeah, I spend the mornings and afternoons with my son. I hang out with him and I make sure he has his dad. And then when he goes to bed at night, I stay up as long as I can and I create orders Monday through Wednesday. And then Thursday I ship everything out I made and do it all again the next week. So
nice.
It's wild, and it's just been me the whole way. I started the company myself. I'm learning everything as I go. And one day I'd like to have a team, but as long as I can avoid it and keep it just myself with the best quality I can, I will. And then once I do finally pick people out, it'll be an extremely extensive process to make sure I get other people with the same goal, and I'll make sure I incentivize those people. That way, not only do they feel a part of my company, but they have the same drive I do.
Yeah. So, like for advertising, are you running like Facebook ads and paying for actual ads and stuff too?
So I did at the start. I was putting about $20 a week of money I made from work. Sorry, into advertising, and I really wasn't getting anywhere with it. So
Clicks, but no sales.
yeah, and that's all they really guarantee. So I sort of went back to searching for groups, and the kind of embarrassing moment is I've taken my own Facebook and I've started adding anybody in my people you may know with a beard.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Facebook figured that out, and now everybody I may know has a beard. So I'll go down through that list every day, and I'll add 20 to 30 people with a beard that I don't even know. Those that accept, I invite them to my page. I'll reach out to some people and say, hey, have you ever tried beard products? So I'm pushing my own advertisement, and then once you grow enough and you get those customers, they'll advertise for you. Every once in a while, I'll create something to say like, hey, share my page, like it, follow it. I'll keep track of who shares, and I'll do a giveaway or two.
Nice.
So I've pretty much put my faith into my people, and as long as I keep my customers happy, I feel they'll support me, and that's my advertisement.
So there's quite a bit of beard groups and soap groups, scent groups out there. Besides, like, gathering bearded guys and getting them to join the Bearded Squirrel group, is there a few beard groups that have helped you grow quite a bit, or you've gotten a lot of recognition in?
I believe I was the 8th or 10th member of Beard Brothers United. They've been huge to me. I've watched that group grow. I think I've invited 2 of their admins. I invited Austin Anderson in there. We were both big in Fable. We were trying to collect everything we could from Fable.
Yeah.
He was way more into it than I was, though.
It's the gateway drug of beard oils.
It is. It really is. And then one day you're like, there's a lot of other cool stuff. I want to try that.
Yeah.
So they are a great starter company. I will give them that. But yeah, I invited Austin in there. Brian Shadwell, who actually he became Bearded Raccoon,
Okay.
and he had the same thing I did. He was a Twitch streamer. He had all his little emotes, and he's like, "Dude, I want to do it with you." So we became Bearded Squirrel, Bearded Raccoon.
Yeah.
But that group has grown. There's at least 30, maybe even up to 50 companies in there.
Nice.
There's times where we trade, we support each other. It truly is a brotherhood in there. Somebody will come in and join and say, "Hey, I love pineapple. Who has pineapple scents?" And everybody comes in and welcomes that new person, shows them where to buy the best stuff. And like just the other day, even myself as a company owner, somebody said, "Where can I find?" I wish I could remember what it was. Oh, Irish cream. We had a guy come in and say, "Hey, I'm looking for an Irish cream scent." I said, "Florida Boys Grooming has an Irish cream. Bearded Chief, I work with him. He brought it to work. It's amazing. Check it out." And there's no shame in that. If I don't make something and somebody has it and I know they're a great person, they can support that individual, then by all means. So there's love from the companies in there, love from the customers, and it just keeps growing. It's a cool place.
That is actually my favorite bearded group out there, the Bearded Brothers United. I've been in a bunch of different beard groups, and 90% of them are just guys taking selfies without their shirts on for some reason.
It's weird.
I don't get that because I'm just there to like check out beard, be a part of a beard group, and I'm like,
Yeah.
am I in the wrong beard group?
I mean, we have Eric Toolberg. He likes to have his shirt off, but he does help people a lot. He's a great dude.
Yeah.
But it is weird. I don't know what it is, man. Everybody wants to have their shirt off.
Yeah, so I've kind of exited out of quite a bit of them, but the Bearded Brothers United is definitely one, like you said, that is helping people find products and giving you the information because, when you're new to the beard world, you're running on reviews, and a lot of those reviewers, have incentives with affiliate links and all that stuff, and I feel like if you watch certain reviewers, they're always promoting basically the same brands. It seemed like, the ones that pay them. And so they don't want to detour too much from that and just kind of start diving out there. Plus, it's expensive, to be buying everybody's products to do it. And if you can get them for free and make money off of them, I mean, win-win for these guys, right? But people come into these groups and they don't really know what else is out there. And then they're like, oh, there's that, and there's this, and there's that scent. And, all these people are actually recommending it. And those people aren't paid to recommend it. It's because they feel those products are good.
They are everyday customers just like you and me, and it's a great thing. And then also, I think, just to touch base again, we have fantastic admins. They take their own money and reinvest in giveaways.
Yeah.
We do have a lot of companies that'll jump in. Like, we've given away 18 product combos or so at one point. And and then like Austin Anderson, I've seen him come in, and he there was a bearded gentleman in need. He kept it anonymous. He raised money for that individual, and helped them out. We had Hemp Lizard Beard Co. His co-owner, his daughter was really sick.
Yeah.
I believe she had a brain tumor. She unfortunately passed away. A couple of us got together, did a big fundraiser. I think Bearded Squirrel raised over close to $800.
Oh yeah.
And I don't even want recognition for that. I just want to show that everybody's there to help.
Yeah.
Another gentleman, his son had leukemia. And it's just beautiful, and at the same time, it makes you aware that you have people out there going through stuff, and there is help. You don't have to be alone. So, and that group is unlike anything I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I mean, those raffles, a lot of that isn't just about the money. It's really about the support for those people, those families going through that. Because I mean, the money is going to help them, obviously, but I think it's good that they know there's people there that
need love.
Yeah. So hell yeah, man. Adam, thanks for dropping by. I see you in the chat. Jonathan, um, anything else you want to touch base on before we end up wrapping this thing up? Not too many viewer questions coming in. I think we probably went over most everything, man. I mean, pretty chill guy. I think you have one of the most unique companies out there, and like we've already talked about with the different scent creations, with all the different blends that you offer, price points. Like you said, people can come in and get a base blend at a fair price and try you out, or the guys that are super into the unique oil mixtures, you have that for them. So, yeah, I think that's pretty cool, man. Probably one of my favorite beard groups or beard companies out here.
Absolutely, I appreciate that a lot. I also appreciate you having me. I do follow your channel here and there when I do have spare time. Um, I love the reviews. I think it's great to go somewhere and see a little bit of everything. You got the soaps, you got the colognes, you got the beard oils, and that's pretty cool.
Thanks,
you got a
man.
cool sidekick.
Yeah.
So.
Cuddles. She's actually really a brat, but no one knows that.
Yeah, I mean, I heard her talking back a little bit while we were conversating, but.
But yeah, I've kind of taken a slight break from the reviews. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes they were wearing on me, but I still love it. I always try hunting down brands and makers that are small. You know, I think that they need the most love because there's like we already just talked about, all these bigger brands. They got the budget. They can pay the guys with the, big followings and push their products. So. I think
it's also important, though. Sorry, I didn't mean to
Oh
cut you
no,
off.
you're all good. Rolling with.
But it's important as companies grow. Like, stay humble. Like, it's crazy because you'll watch an empire build, and then the ego takes over, and the money, and crumbles.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think guys like you will stay true to yourself, and then a lot of beard companies. You got great people out there, and I hope they stay true to themselves.
Yeah. Right on, man. It was a good chat. If you want to give everyone a shout out before we leave, I know we got like a lot of great people in the community,
Touch base on a recent purchase I made. Checked out Mystery Mountain Soaps.
Yeah.
Bobby Mullins has been a big purchaser of my beard oils, and I finally ran out of soap and I paid it back. I got that coming in the mail. I can't wait to try it. You got Spencer Jackson out there with the Tatted Beardsman jerky.
The best jerky.
You've tried it,
bro? I traded. I had like an oil or something or a butter, and I was like just joking. I was like, "Yo, how much jerky can I trade this for?" And he's like, "Yeah, a bag." And I got it, and I've placed like 3 or 4 orders, like 3 at a time. I've sat here and I'll eat all 3 bags in like one sitting, bro. They're so good. Oh yeah, it's good. It's like that wet jerky. Sometimes you get some bad. I don't really care for the drier stuff so much, but I've got like the flavors that I really love. Yeah, man, I'm addicted to that stuff. I have to like not buy any because like I'll just roll through it, man.
yeah, it's the quickest $30 you'll ever get through on a half-pound bag, but it's so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just got hot sauce in. I tried his little miss because I love Mississippi pot roast. So yeah, fantastic joke from him. Check out Bobby Mullins at Mystery Mountain Soap.
Yeah.
And then check out the BBU, Beard Brothers United on Facebook. There's so many companies in there, bearded, not bearded, 302 paracord, makes paracords, all kind of accessories. I just did a custom with him, wooden bottle with a little paracord on it, and a charm.
You know what? That's probably right here somewhere.
Yeah, I still have the low tied up.
Yeah, I think I saw that right there.
There you go.
Heck yeah, a little limited edition. You know what? I might end up having to pick one of these car fresheners up that you were talking about because I got this old pickup truck and it's got that musky scent to it. I cleaned it out once, but I need something to like actually give a better scent when I'm rolling around in that thing. It's
Yeah,
just
if you just give me a heads up ahead of time, I'll get that Mr. Showers put together. What blend would you like that in?
um, you know what? I love the emu. The emu
Okay.
is probably my favorite blend. I know it's up there in that higher price point, but dude, it was my favorite. The next
I'll even
one,
make it Ultra
uh,
if you want to try it.
yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, it'd be an honor, dude. I'd love to.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, if you're gonna grab a car freshener, once you place the order, I'll toss all that in there. So,
Hell yeah.
um, but yeah, other than that, man, I really appreciate this. It's been a good time.
Heck yeah, I appreciate it too, man. I appreciate you jumping on. It's been difficult trying to get everyone's schedules going. I've been reaching out to people, and it's we want to do it, but it's hard. And then like we even had a little bit of technical difficulties at the beginning here, so you know.
I went through 2 computers and 3 microphones, and now I got this pretty one that lights up. So
Heck yeah, it looks good on you. So all right, yeah, we're gonna wrap this up, guys. Thank you for stopping by. Like, share, subscribe. Obviously, join the Bearded Squirrel Facebook group to get updates on his products, and definitely join the Beard Brothers United. Join the brotherhood, man. A lot of good people out there.
oh, which way do I point?
Oh, right.
Watch this man.
Yeah, watch that guy.
Right here.
See you guys on the next adventure. Peace.